Welcome to another episode of the Irregular show. I am the host, Sleepy Melbourne, in the building, and we are here to talk about Tower of God, chapter 617. Now, before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below. Now, let's get into that chapter. It starts off pretty much where we left off before, with Tarmiel meeting Enkidu as he returns, telling him welcome back. Enkidu tried to defeat the great serpent by himself, but he was actually unable to take care of the the ancient species that easily. So he then charges up a Shinshu blast. A Shinshu blast that is more like a squirt from a water gun. It does nothing to the ancient species, but that's fine because Tarmiel is there and he says, "Don't worry about it. Let me show you how it's done." And then he proceeds to wipe out the ancient species before engaging in conversation with Enkidu. He seems relatively happy that he has a new friend to hang out with, to pal around, really. And honestly, it seems like Tarmiel is just lonely. And I can understand that if you and all your friends did this great thing together and it also is the thing that caused all of y'all to separate and not really be close anymore, I could see feeling like a sense of loneliness. Like, yeah, I achieved this great thing, but at the cost of what? But we get to move into seeing Enkidu's life inside of Tarmiel's floating palace. He's eating all the delicacies of the tower. He's training, and he's learning how to use divine energy, how to handle divine beasts, and handle Shinshu energy. Which, if it's going to be better than the water gun, I am here for it. Which obviously it is, because right now Enkidu is a problem. Which, I mean, even though right now he's a problem, he's still not really using a lot of Shinshu. It's just a lot of I can reform after being destroyed, so it doesn't matter that you destroyed me. But, excuse me, that does not matter because we are watching the life of Enkidu and Tarmiel. He's been allowed to travel the world with Tarmiel, aka the tower, seeing new sights and taking in new information. But there is still that chasm between Tarmiel and how he views himself and those that climb the tower with him and where he sees Enkidu. Because even though he feels like Enkidu is a human, it's not necessarily to say the same thing is viewed by the other great family heads about Enkidu. However, Tarmiel goes through great lengths to make Enkidu a permanent fixture in his life, even getting his immortality gifted to him by the administrator. This continues on up until a certain time and day. But we have an introduction of a new character, Amez. Amez is the woman who will spell the downfall of Tarmiel. And I'm curious about how, because currently Tarmiel is in love with Amez, and they are planning to get married. While I'm not a fan of who she is as a person so far, what I've seen, since she, like the other 10 great family head, kind of views Enkidu as an animal and as Tarmiel when he will stop playing with the animal. Which Tarmiel responds that he is not playing. He is a human that can't be controlled by him. He is just my friend. And he says, although it is not trustworthy, he leaves her in the room where she stares out of a window and communicates with God who knows who through her bird familiars. But Tarmiel does manage to tell her he loves her before walking out of the door. Behind all great downfalls, why it gotta be a lady? Why is she scheming on my man Tarmiel? I like Tarmiel. Tarmiel be holding it down. He said, I have friends, and I'm going to try and be the best friend that I can be. All right, we all don't really get along right now, and no one else is helping Zahad as much as they could be helping him. So I'm going to do my best to help him because we're friends, and that's what friends do. So Tarmiel just seems like he's trying to do his best by the people that he cares about. Is that necessarily done in the best way? No, not all the time, not at all. But he is giving it his all. And this is definitely endearing me to Tarmiel. But Tarmiel and Enkidu have a conversation about the woman and about Tarmiel being careful about watching out for her. But Tarmiel replies to Enkidu that she will not betray him. And didn't I say before, don't pay any attention to us. And when he refers to us, he means the people that climbed the tower with him, his true friends, which reminds Enkidu that there will always be that chasm between the two of them, where he is just a current false friend and not a true friend like the other 10 great family heads. But Enkidu strives to make himself a true friend. But we don't think that's going to happen now, do we, guys? Considering he ends up back as a cube and a floating head and hating Tarmiel. So we'll see how this ends up. But Tarmiel plans to have a great celebration where he invites all of the great family heads. Well, the ones that he doesn't have an issue with seeing, which includes Ari Kun and Ari. Well, Eden Kun and Ari are both there. Han is there and Yenan. All the family, not all the family heads, like I said. Gustang is there. So you can kind of get a sense of who Tarmiel has an affinity for. We don't see the Ha family, so clearly they probably aren't that close. But this party is supposedly a pretext for Tarmiel proposing to Amez, the woman that he loves. So he wants to have all the people that he climbed the tower with and still has some type of care for around to see him propose to the woman that has captured his heart. I support that. Now, do I think it's going to go well? No, because it says Tarmiel was planning to announce his marriage to Amez, and she is planning to be the star of the party. With this party brings about the collapse of Tarmiel, a declaration is made. Everyone here tearing, it becomes one of the blades. So now we got some questions for next week. Is Amez on some trash? Is she trying to get rid of Enkidu because she feels like he doesn't belong? Is she working to get rid of Tarmiel? If she's one of the people that climbed the tower with them, what's her angle and why is she going to betray them? And also, why isn't she part of the great families? I have a lot of questions about who she is, where she came from, and her background. But there's not a lot else in this chapter outside of us seeing Enkidu engage with Tarmiel and then Tarmiel getting ready for his party and proposal. Now, make sure you guys, like, subscribe, comment below, and let me know what you think. It's been Sleepy Melbourne with another Irregular show. I'm out. Goodbye.